Hi, and welcome back to Kickdown Garage. Sitting behind me is a 2007 Harley Davidson Sportster. Now, I picked this bike up for a couple of reasons. It was cheap, it was having its issues, and it's an 883 low model. And I needed the low because this is the wife's bike, and she, you know, doesn't have much going on in the height department. She's short. So figured the 883 low would be a good fit for her. Plus, it was a bike that, I could jump on and ride. And I like it because it's a light, nimble bike, a lot more than my Road King. So for cruising around just town, running short errands, it's a nice bike even for me. Now, it was cheap because it was leaking fuel when I got it, and the previous owner had no idea how to fix it. He told me it was like $300 worth of stuff. Lo and behold, it was like $15 for an O-ring kit. So I'll bring you in, show you what I did with that. Also, when I got the bike, it was completely stripped down, nothing. So over winter, just had to make it a little bit more practical. Threw the saddlebags on in turn. To do the saddlebags, had to do taillight relocation kit, and saddlebags were a pain to do. And I'll show you why. Let's see. Also, what I'm going to do now is throw on a set of highway pegs so I can stretch out the old legs. And needed to do something with the windshield. So let me bring you guys in here, show you some of the stuff I already did, show you where I had issues and how to correct it. So you guys will be able to do it a lot quicker than what it took me. Yeah, okay. Like I said, this is an 883 low, fuel injected. I already got the seat off because there are some things in there I needed to do. Does not have the factory seat. It came with a Mustang seat, which I believe is a little lower. Okay, now these are genuine Harley saddlebags. I bought these used off of the old marketplace. And what I wanted to show you guys is okay. So right back here, the docking hardware I bought was set up for if I needed to do a luggage rack or anything on this part. So it has the spacers. Now, I ordered the appropriate hardware kit that Harley recommended for this bike, and it did not work. And basically all it is the spacers and bolts. And the reason why it didn't work, or the reason why I didn't like it, is there's the two bolts coming in here. They stuck out like that far. So you'd have anything in here. I mean, this one's even bad enough. This one sits really nice, but I mean, come way out here, snag on everything, tear up your guys' hands. This is a kit for a 1996 Harley Davidson. So that one seemed to work better. And again, you can get your own bolts too if you want. But the hardware has to come in from under the fender and go into the bags, because we can't have this sticking out because the wheel is too close to the fender and they will rub. Found that one out. Which in turn, to get into there, you have to loosen up the shocks, take the axle out, and drop the rear wheel down to be able to get in there. So everything is a pain, and then once you get the bags in, see if you guys can see in here. But everything's real close, so it's a little, and that's I think an Allen or a Torx on to hold the shock in. So it's real hard to get into anything. Okay, so got those in. Also, you need to do the taillight relocation kit. And that's another pain, because you do that, you have to depin the plugs. They say to cut them. I think I depinned them to make it easier. I can't remember. Like I said, it was over winter when I did it. And then you have to fish them through, and everything's real tight. You have to take the insulation off on them. They will not fit through here. At least I could not get them in no matter what I would do. One of the things that I did for the right hand turn signal, there was provisions right here to have the wires come out. I fished them all the way through, Had both sets of wires come through this side because the grommet through the fender is right there, so at least I wouldn't have wires just dangling around on this side. Now I had to extend the wires a little bit because they come through here, loop down around, and then go into the taillight housing. But took a little bit more time, but I think it's a cleaner look. Looks nice. I think they didn't have it, but I put a grommet in through the fender too. So when I put the bags on, another thing I did is put the mounts for a backrest. Now Harley says the backrest will only work with the single seat, the solo seat. So I took a gamble at it to try it, and I'll show you how that goes. Let's see. I already got the mounts in for the highway pegs, so we just got to put the highway pegs in. What I wanted to show you before I got any farther is these are factory Harley ones, and they come with 3 different positions. So if you got your stumpy legs, and then you got your medium long legs, and then you got your extra long legs, you can adjust it to get the, the swing going on here, to get it farther forward or back, whatever you need. I think I'm just going to put it in the middle. Because of it being a low, the forks are short, so with the bag on the front here, I did put a little bit of the 3M protective film on there. Let's see, come around to this side. I don't think you can see I did the peg on this side, but I'd still have to adjust it back farther. Otherwise, same as the other side. I mean, not much different. Okay, well now here are the highway pegs. There's the mount for it, or actually there's the mount, here's the arm. But you can see right here, they have a pin that will go through one of the 3 holes that we need, and that will go in like that, and then it's just a bolt that comes in from the back. Pretty simple. And same with the bracket. When you go in here, I believe they give you a couple new bolts and some spacers. Now, I bought this kit used off of eBay, and what's nice with Harley Davidson, I can go to their website and I can type in their part number and then go and look under the specification or details of item description, something like that, and it will say, and there will be a tab there that you can click that will have the directions on how to install this stuff. Because everything I bought used for this bike just to try to keep the price down. Like I said, I put the other side on already, but it's in the wrong position. So I put that initially in the far back position because of the wife having her short legs, but she's not going to be riding for a little while, so I'm moving it forward. I'm going to move the other one forward, and this is where third hand would be nice. Like I said, this bike was leaking gas when I bought it, and the previous owner did not know how to fix it. He had JB Weld just smothered all around the fuel coupler, and how the fuel line attaches to the fitting on the gas tank. It worked just like a your pneumatic air hose for your air tools. So when I got it, I went and took everything apart, got all the JB Weld off, just took it to the wire wheel that took it right off, and had to take the gas tank off because, like I said, the low fuel indicator was stuck on, so I knew that sensor was bad. So when I was in there, I put a new fuel filter in, which they must use ethanol in this bike all the time because that sock that goes around the fuel filter or the fuel pump or whatever, you know what I mean. That was totally disintegrated. I mean, bad. I'll attach a picture here and show you how bad it was. I mean, it was just crumbling apart. And I mean, I've had older bikes than this that I bought new, and I've ran no ethanol fuel all the time in them, and they didn't look like that. So the only thing I could think of is that it had ethanol fuel in it, and it sat a lot. So put that new sock on, put the new sensor in, and everything works as good as it should. And then, geez, how long is this thing? Can't get in here with anything else. The other side was a little easier, but this one, just 1/8 of a turn at a time. So when I did that for the fuel line, like he was saying, it was like $300 worth of parts, and I wasn't sure. You know, I'm not used to all this fuel injected stuff. So I went and kind of did a little bit of research. I saw that they sell an O-ring kit for $15. Picked that up for it, and lo and behold, that's all it was. So I was pretty happy with that. And torque. Okay. Also threw in new plugs and an air filter, which I'm glad, because they must have had this bike sitting outside, because there was a indication that Mickey Mouse was living in there. Did an oil change right away. You know, just your basic maintenance. Made sure the belt was tight. Gave it a nice wash and a wax. I'm going to go over and do the other side. Get that one tightened up. Like I said, that one would be a lot easier, since I can actually get a socket back there and get that one done. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do with the tail lights here. Okay, for the tail lights, you guys can see I already put the red indicators on. Then this module will go in, and all that does, it will plug in. Let's see. Pretty easy. It'll just plug in between. We just gotta pull these out, which I can't do one-handed. So hold on. Boom. There. It's unplugged. This relay, or module, or whatever you want to call it, will just plug in here. And again, about this one, since Harley doesn't offer it anymore, bought it used off of eBay, and they sent me one. It didn't work, so they sent me this one now. So we'll see if this one will work. Actually, the old one, only one tail light would light up. So this is a new one they sent, and then that will just get tucked in there. So let's go and see if this one will work. Alright. See if you guys can see here. So my Road King will light up when the running lights are on, but on the Sportster, since it's only a 1-wire or 2-wire if you include the ground terminal, you only have brake lights. Oh, there we go. All three will light up. Like I said before, there's something wrong with the other module. You'd only get one tail light before. So now this is just for, you know, basically just for added safety. So hopefully the person texting behind me will get the idea that I am stopping. Okay, let's bring you in here and show you what else I got going on. Now I got the wire harness for the tail light relay all tucked back in, and per Harley's directions, they say to figure it out yourself. Pretty much you just have to try to get them tucked in. It's a very tight fit. So now we'll get the seat back on, and like I said, sits up a little bit, so there is room, but it's still kind of you want to try to get the wires into place so nothing is rubbing. So Okay, nice and easy. Nice Harley anti-theft screw, you know, Phillips. Oh, see? Not paying attention. Now I'm glad it's easy to take the seats off. There we go. Okay, let's get that backrest on. Like I said, Harley said this will not work with the passenger pillion, the passenger area. So we're going to try this. And actually what I did, because I think it's going to be tight, I traced out a piece of rubber. I'm going to put that right underneath here. So at least if it is that tight, it's not going to be pushing on and rubbing through the factory cover. Now this backrest is genuine Harley Davidson knockoff. I didn't want to spend the price for a Harley one if it wasn't going to fit, so found this one on eBay. This isn't sitting in right. Maybe this rubber won't be going on. Maybe it is too tight with that even. But I figured with this being maybe a little bit lower profile Mustang seat, that this might work. So all it is are two little buttons on the side that you push in. I think. Is it in? Nope, not fitting. Oh, there we go. Halfway. Like I said, it's there. It's tight, but it did fit. There. So, well, this did fit very tightly. A little screw right here to adjust it for the forward back. But like, I don't know if it'll work with a OEM Harley seat on it or not, but this is some type of Mustang seat, so I don't know if this is going to be a little bit shorter, but this one fit. I would assume it might work. There you go. Got our little mini bagger. Next thing I need to show you is the windshield. Let me get that in here. Now, this is a factory Harley windshield that came on the bike. That went in here, which it's a low windshield. So when I'm riding, it's forcing all the air just right up in the old peepers. So, I mean, my eyes look like Niagara Falls. Everything was just running. Even with a helmet on, the wind would come up and get behind that helmet, and it was just terrible. Well, I checked with Harley. They do sell a tall one, but dang near as much as I paid for the bike. So, did a little bit more research, you know, jumped on the old computer and did a lot of interneting and found this. Now this is a Memphis Shades windshield, and actually it's quite a bit thicker than factory Harley, and I was able to go on, see the measurements, had everything, and bolt it right onto the factory brackets. So they just called this a replacement windshield and didn't need any of that stuff, and this is just a quick attach. So very easy and convenient. And I think I got this off of eBay. It was the last one I could find. And instead of going to Harley and spending, I don't know, I think it was like $200 and something for it, this one only cost me somewhere around $100. And it's a lot taller. And it's clear. I like the clear windshields because it's just a little bit more, well, transparent, and you know, you don't notice it as much. Because I like the look of these bikes without windshields on them. Okay, well, this front bag is kind of in the way here. Might have to, oh, there we go. Now just this side. There. That's all it is, and that's on. But there we have it. Kind of a mini bagger setup, but it'll be more comfortable for the wife, and well, to be honest, more comfortable for me when I do take it out. Like I said, everything I got on the bike was pretty much used, or try to find the new stuff as cheap as I could, just trying to keep the price down on it. But I think it ended up looking pretty good, and with the tail light, brake lights working, a little bit more added security to that. Have the handlebars warmers, which is nice. Did use them the other day, helps on the old arthritis. For right now, she's pretty much complete. That's how it's going to sit. If you guys have any questions, throw them down in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next time.